Scary Stories, Top 3 Scariest Old House Stories You Won't Believe. Welcome back if you dare. Tonight you're in for a treat, or should I say a nightmare? These 3 stories come from the darkest corners of forgotten homes, where echoes of the past still haunt the present. You won't believe what happened to these unsuspecting souls who ventured into houses that should have been left untouched. If you want more terrifying stories that will keep you up at night, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you'll want to know what's coming next. Story number 1, The Mirror That Traps Souls. It was an old mansion long abandoned, yet people still talked about it. No one dared go near it, but one night, a group of teenagers decided they were brave enough. As they ventured into the decrepit house, their flashlights flickered, casting long, unsettling shadows on the crumbling walls. They reached a room that was untouched by time, perfectly preserved except for one thing, an antique mirror. One of the teens, desperate to prove he wasn't afraid, approached the mirror. The moment his reflection locked eyes with his own, he froze. His reflection didn't move. It simply smiled. He turned, heart pounding, to the others, but when he looked back, his reflection was grinning wider, eyes hollow, its mouth stretching unnaturally. Before he could scream, he was pulled toward the mirror. The others rushed to him, but it was too late. They only saw the reflection of an empty room. The mirror was now cracked, and their friend was gone, vanished like he was never there. Some say his soul is trapped in the glass, waiting for someone else to look into it. If you ever come across an old, dusty mirror in a forsaken home, don't look too closely. Story number 2, The House That Lived on Its Own. The old house on Mill Road had been abandoned for years, or so everyone thought. No one knew who had last lived there. There were no family names left on the mailboxes, no records of its history. It had simply been forgotten. One curious couple, eager to restore a piece of history, bought the house. The first few days were uneventful, just the usual dusting and cleaning. But that was before they noticed something strange. Every night, they would hear footsteps upstairs. They would check the attic, empty. The sound continued. They assumed it was rats or creaky floorboards, but when they heard the door slam open one night, they decided to investigate once and for all. As they stepped into the hallway, the door to the attic creaked open slowly. A cold wind blew through the house. They walked up to the attic, and what they found was far worse than they could ever imagine. The house was alive. The walls pulsed, the floorboards groaned beneath their feet, and in the far corner of the attic stood an old rocking chair, slowly rocking back and forth on its own. As they approached, they saw it, a face pale as death staring at them from within the walls. The house had been feeding on the souls of its owners for decades. It had built itself, piece by piece, on the remnants of those it had consumed. That night they fled. The house still stands, waiting for the next owner. Story number 3, The Uninvited Guest. A man named Derek moved into an old farmhouse in the countryside, eager to escape the chaos of city life. The house was beautiful, nestled between rolling hills, but it had an eerie silence, almost too perfect. Derek wasn't bothered by it. He enjoyed the peace. But as days passed, he began to notice strange things. Doors that were locked would be found ajar, and the faint smell of rotting food would drift through the halls. He'd shake it off as his imagination, but one night, he woke up to a sound that chilled him to the bone. A slow, dragging sound. Derek got up, grabbed a flashlight, and crept through the house. The sound led him to the basement door. As he opened it, the stench hit him like a wall. The room was dark, cold, and empty, except for one thing, a rocking chair gently swaying. Then, from the corner of the room, a whisper, "I'm here." Derek spun around, but no one was there. His heart raced as he realized that the house wasn't empty at all. There was something in the walls. Something that had been there long before he ever moved in. The sound of footsteps followed him everywhere. Each night it grew closer. One night, Derek couldn't sleep. He opened his eyes and saw a shadow moving in the corner of the room. But it wasn't a figure, it was a hand crawling along the floor, reaching out to him. He couldn't scream. His throat felt like it was closing up, and before he knew it, the house had him, just like it had taken others before him. The next morning, the house was silent again. No sign of Derek. The neighbors say they've seen a man, pale and gaunt, standing at the window, staring into the distance. But when they approach, he disappears. Well, there you have it. 3 chilling stories of old houses that no one should ever dare enter. But the question is, if you had the chance to explore one, would you? Remember, you might be safe, but only until the house calls you home. If you want more stories that'll haunt your dreams, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more waiting for you in the dark. Sleep tight, if you can. The door just creaked open behind you.